The Miami Dolphins aren't waiting for fate to decide their future. They've been burned before, watching promising seasons fall apart because they didn't have a reliable backup plan. They refuse to make that mistake again. That's why they're taking a chance on Zach Wilson, signing him to a one-year, $6 million fully guaranteed deal that could reach $10 million if he meets certain incentives. It's not a headline-grabbing move. It's not the kind of signing that will send shockwaves through the league. But it's calculated, it's strategic, and it tells you everything you need to know about how Miami is approaching the 2025 season. Wilson's arrival in Miami is about more than just adding depth. It's about preparing for the reality that Tua Tagovailoa's health is a question mark that can't be ignored. The Dolphins know what happens when they rely too heavily on hope. Hope won't keep your quarterback on the field. Hope won't win you games in December when the playoffs are on the line. Hope won't stop the season from unraveling if injuries strike again. The Dolphins are being proactive. They're securing insurance at the most important position in football. And for Wilson, this might be his last real shot to prove he belongs in this league. It wasn't supposed to be like this for Wilson. He was the number 2 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, expected to be the face of the New York Jets for the next decade. He had the arm talent. He had the athleticism. He had the kind of raw ability that made scouts and executives believe he could be special. But talent alone doesn't guarantee success in the NFL. What followed was 3 years of disappointment, a tenure defined by missed reads, erratic decision-making, and a lack of leadership that never sat well in the Jets' locker room. He struggled under pressure. He failed to develop the consistency required to lead a team. The stats told part of the story: 6,293 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 25 interceptions in 34 games. But the bigger issue was what you saw on the field. The hesitation, the poor mechanics, the lack of trust from his teammates. The Jets had no choice but to move on. Denver took a chance on him in 2024, but it was never really a fresh start. He was brought in as a project, a third-string quarterback buried on the depth chart behind rookie Bo Nix and veteran Jarrett Stidham. He never played a regular season snap. He never got a real chance to prove he had learned from his failures in New York. He spent the year on the sidelines, watching, studying, waiting. Maybe that was a good thing. Maybe stepping away from the pressure, getting a chance to reset under a respected coach like Sean Payton, gave him perspective. Or maybe it was just another wasted year, another reminder that the league had moved on without him. Now he lands in Miami. This time, he won't be buried. This time, he's the clear number 2. He's not here to compete for the starting job, but he's here to be ready. And that might be the most important role on this team. The Dolphins saw firsthand last season how quickly things can spiral when they don't have a capable backup. Tagovailoa missed time again, and Miami's season unraveled. They finished 8-9, outside of the playoff picture, watching teams they had once dominated fight for a Super Bowl while they sat at home. The front office isn't interested in reliving that nightmare. They know Tua is their guy when healthy. He's one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league, a perfect fit for Mike McDaniel's system. But when healthy is the key phrase. It's the reason Miami isn't taking any chances. So, what does Wilson bring to the table? Physically, the tools are still there. He's got the arm. He's got the mobility. He can extend plays when things break down. His best moments in New York came when he was improvising, making something out of nothing. The problem has always been structure. Can he operate within the system? Can he take what the defense gives him instead of forcing the big play? Can he stay disciplined, make the right reads, trust his protection, and keep the offense moving efficiently? These are the questions Miami needs answered. Because if Wilson is forced into action this season, the Dolphins don't need him to be a star. They need him to be competent. They need him to execute. They need him to do his job. And for Wilson, this is more than just a chance to be a backup. This is survival. He's no longer the young prospect with time on his side. He's not the future of a franchise. He's fighting to keep his career alive. If he shows he can be a reliable number 2, if he proves he can step in and manage an offense when called upon, he'll extend his NFL career. He could carve out a long-term role in the league, much like guys like Ryan Tannehill and Geno Smith did after early struggles. But if he fails, If he looks like the same quarterback he was in New York, lost and overwhelmed, then this might be it. Teams won't keep making excuses for him. They won't keep giving him opportunities. This signing isn't about hope. It's about reality. The Dolphins aren't pretending everything will be fine just because they want it to be. They're preparing for every possibility. Wilson might never become what the Jets once thought he could be, but Miami doesn't need him to be that guy. They just need him to be ready.